more and they funded more and they funded more. And then what happens is somebody comes on and says, hey, I helped you do all these things. Can you pay me for that? And they're like, no, thank you, Negro. Get out of the way. And then go scale it and sell it to somebody else. And so that's the challenging part, is the structure part is the hardest part. It's not the community, because numbers prove that. Like sheer numbers, like again, there's nothing like. Does anybody here use Blue Sky consistently?
No.
Right. Okay. So nobody
I
uses.
do.
Okay, but I would
was
say
since the collaboration with Chatter, but before that collaboration, I wasn't on Blue Sky. I didn't even know what Blue Sky was.
Right.
So I'm on there way more often.
Right. So Blue Sky, what made Blue Sky extremely successful, first of all, is it was funded like out of the gate with like $20 million, like a check, like here's $20 million from day one. And then the community, when other communities get frustrated at the way that they're treated, they literally take their business elsewhere. Black people never take their business elsewhere. That's one of the things I just say. We don't ever take our business elsewhere. I promise you right now, like the owners of this app can come on here right now and call everybody a nigga to their face, or they would leave. I promise you, it just doesn't.
But you think people will want to, subscribe and all that when you say stuff like that about us?
No, but listen, what I'm saying is that's the truth, though. But I'm not lying.
You need to pay me to do your PR.
I think you're saying that like this is what we do, because like
no.
I think that's not like this is what we do, because every year one of these luxury brands call us a nigga and we go right back in their stores.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not insulting anybody. I'm telling you the honest to God truth. Like I'm telling you, like that's the truth. Like the dude who owned Lululemon said, I don't want black people using Lululemon, and now everybody's buying Lululemon. What part about where's the lie?
That's being consumers. We are all consumers. It is still selling us short. We drive trends.
But you don't have to
do that.
But you don't have to consume it.
If you look at the natural hair care market, that is an entire industry that we drive, right? And that didn't start. That literally gained momentum, right? That was something that we saw from the start to finish. Well, I want to say finish. Like it's more than that. To me, we set trends, and to me, that's what
setting a trend doesn't matter if you don't own the infrastructure. Who cares about setting trends?
Well, that means if we leverage our consumerism, our buying power, then we could do more. We're seeing it with Target, right?
No, I
do think that we go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, okay, so we're not. So my point is, we're not shopping at Target, but we're still going to other owned businesses that are not black owned. If somebody had a black Target, then I can understand. Then the Target boycott would be a lot more effective, because now we can direct our dollars to a business that's black owned. I'm saying that, but see, the thing about it is nobody takes I'm not even saying that nobody takes a step. People don't realize how hard it is to build infrastructure. That's the part that's hard. The infrastructure piece is just really hard.
The thing is though the external stakeholder does not care about that. They're not going to take it easier on you because of that. That's not something that is of value to them. To an external user, they tell you what they want and they expect a change, right? They expect to know that they're heard. They don't care how difficult it is.
Hey man, can y'all please stop talking to this weak ass CEO? I do not like Isaac, man. Like this dude, the reason why they're not paying creators like Ion and Lou, because these CEOs crowd fund and they exploit the dollars of the investors into lining their own pockets. That is the reason why. There's a simple document you can put in place to retain Ion on the app. It's called a contract.
Who is this guy?
The motherfucker they call you. Your big bald head ass out years ago. I do not like your sucker ass. Your app sucks and you sucks. You've been on this app talking for a whole goddamn hour and you ain't said nothing. The reason why your app sucks is because your leadership is faulty.
Okay, and what do you lead?
This dick and a bad bitch pussy. That's it. I'm done talking.
I wanted to say this though, right? That a lot of times people are not going to just go to something, go to a business just because it's black owned.
Thank you.
It's like,
hold on, wait. That's not.
No, let him finish.
But that's not. But that my point is in other.
He didn't finish his point though.
But what I'm saying, what I'm contributing to that conversation is pause and say, do other nationalities and ethnicities go to those businesses because they are Asian owned or Cambodian owned or Indian?
No.
Yes, they do.
No. When people fell in love with Instagram, they didn't give a fuck about who owned it. We didn't know who owned Instagram when we joined it. We didn't know who owned Clubhouse when we joined it. We didn't know who owned Facebook when we owned it. The problem is, instead of you build your product and build something sustainable that make people want to just chime in just because of the beautiful product, you playing the fucking black card and you expect everybody to jump in line with that shit.
I'm not playing the black card.
Hold on, but what I'm saying is like.
But don't stand with black people.
It's weird.
Tony, go ahead. Just keep talking, honey.
All right, but one of the things I realize is that when it comes to black-owned business or anything like that, we love to say like it's black-owned. Like I have stuff I work on, but I'm telling you this, I'm not telling nobody I own this shit. Be respectfully, because I want people to know that it's just a brand that's a brand by itself. So at the end of the day, is that some people is going to look at a brand itself, but if you put a face on it and say it's black-owned, come over here and different things like that, people are more likely going to be pushed away due to the fact everybody had done it, had tricked everybody and stuff like that. Not saying you would or anything like that, but people are not doing anything like that with Facebook, Instagram, Clubhouse, different things like that. No one knew who owned it. Just the marketing of the whole aspect of what made everybody want to go to it. Like for example, with the fan base, like different events, different festivals, different things like that. Seeing your name everywhere on a billboard somewhere, and different things like that. Having Activisions, different that's South by Southwest and different things. I'm not saying you're not doing it because I don't know what you're doing. I'm saying different things like that is what make people engage into certain things, and not just using the black face and come over here to a black owned app. Like South by Southwest, how about I get some Asian, white, and a black person outside?
Hey, the reason why this clown won't collaborate with Nelson is because he's a jealous.
Dang, what y'all do with Dante?
I don't even know who that is. I didn't. Hold on. First of all, wait. So I get it. Like I get it.
But you know who I am. Remember Cappuccino?
But Luke,
I'm concerned. I'm concerned.
Lou wouldn't want y'all kicking people now.
Why y'all can't pick
No, I understand. I'm saying for me, whoever the dude is that's talking, I'm not having a conversation. I'm not, because that's not even my energy. Like, I'm not gonna have a conversation with somebody getting up on stage and screaming and being disrespectful. That's just, I won't entertain. I'm not gonna entertain anybody that comes on the stage to do that. I don't care who it is. I'm not.
Hey, this is a freedom of speech. This is a freedom of speech room. I'm entitled to speak. And any of you moderators don't like me, fuck you. Right? That's why you're sitting on this app and you ain't about shit. Right? I don't give two flying fucks about none of this shit. This guy is a fucking loser.
Your mama, bitch.
Absolutely.
Mama, bitch.
Absolutely. I don't give two fucks about her neither.
Your
right?
mama, bitch.
This dude's app sucks. That's why you keep moving me, because I understand how to talk his lingo.
I'm not moving you.
His corporate evaluation is inflated, right? He self-evaluated his corporation. He does not own $100 million company. And here's the reality. Where is the proof of a $20 million capital raise? You feel me? Show me.
Bro,
That's a fact.
Hold on, look, again, what
y'all
is...
hold on, wait, Isaac. What's up with these hold on and waits? Don't.
Because what happens is somebody hops on stage and then they just start interrupting, and I'm asking, like, I like to kind of sort, instead of just being like a whole, like everybody yelling at each other.
My business information. I do PR and strategy, so I'll do that.
I'm not worried about PR and strategy. That's not what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about PR and strategy like that. Again, the interesting part about this is everybody has an opinion. I know. I understand that, RJ. It's cool. I think what that does is like having an opinion on something that you don't know, like everything, like you don't see all sides. And I get it. I'll give a prime example. I have no idea what anybody on this stage does for a living. I promise you, I have no critique or no
Hey man, why y'all keep letting this clown talk? But y'all won't let me.
no commentary. I have no commentary for anybody or what they do.
Dang, they threw him down. This is crazy. I can't bring Dante back.
Lou don't be mad at y'all.
Yeah, this was crazy. Yeah. Can we just get one mic and then...
Y'all done already kicked TC out the damn room. Boom the room.
Triggered when you see it Sydney Sweeney in an ad like this. And you might feel a little jealous, perhaps, and your natural conclusion is, oh, they're promoting Nazism, which just speaks on the individual's, self-esteem, maybe, could be up for debate. But, I don't know that I agree. Maybe others in the room have a different outlook. But I don't know that I agree that the blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman is less than other women, compared to other women in this day and age. I don't know. What do I know? I'm not gay, but I appreciate women in all forms, all colors. I can appreciate a beautiful woman no matter what shade of the rainbow she is. So, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I don't know, like, when I see, usually, more Northern European men are kind of, taller than us, some more Southern European, and they have, obviously blonde hair, and I don't, and I can see, a lot of women be like, oh my God, he's a hunk, and, it's not, I don't know, I don't really find it offensive that even those men perhaps could be considered, ideal physically for their features. It's actually, we have a homosexual from the Latin community, and he can tell us, is there bitterness amongst you swarthier men, mother, regarding the light-haired blonde, surfer boy look? Oh, he's at the gym.
No, I'm sorry, Thunder. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say that what I think is at the crux of it, because all of that Nazi stuff, that seems like a weird stretch. I think really what's happening is that you're seeing sort of the business culture, the marketing culture sort of moving back to the way it was, before the last couple of years where, they had all this body positivity stuff, and you had people who were obese, leading marketing campaigns for, Victoria's Secret and things like that. And I think that they are pushing back because they still want that inclusivity. And I think that they're starting to see that corporate America is just fine without having to do that. They thought that that was something that they were doing because they cared. They were just capitulating to, whatever the majority, what they perceived the way that the majority wanted. And now that we have moved back towards just let's be normal again, they don't have to feature, obese people or, people of, all colors of the rainbow. They're just starting to go back to sort of the traditional marketing campaigns of yesterday. People are not liking it. And so they're trying to say that it has to do with, racism and all of that other stuff. But the thing that I found pretty interesting about the whole thing was that those that were talking about how she was being sexualized, and we're in the age of OnlyFans. If you are okay, feminist women are okay with women just spreading it and just doing all that stuff. Why is the idea that this woman is being marketed for the quote unquote male gaze? Why is that a problem? We understand that sex has always been used as a tool to sell. And even women, we like to look at beautiful women as well. We like to see ourselves, even if we don't have those types of figures, we like to see ourselves as that sort of ideal. So what's the problem with it now? I just don't get it.
I agree. Is this Patricia?
Yeah, hi, Pepe.
Yes, it is. Pepe, I can't stay long. I'm getting ready to go into dinner. As someone that works in sports marketing in particular, ad agencies and big brands are really shifting. And then during the time period that I noticed it the most was it started off with BLM period. They said if you do not promote black products or black designers or black entrepreneurs, or if they're not included and highlighted in a certain capacity, then you are, you could be, you know, you're susceptible to being canceled, right? So then the other groups were like, well, what about, you know, you got to show a fat person, and you got to show an Asian, and then you got to show a kid in a wheelchair, and it's so I just feel like I just feel like the country got DEI fatigue from there, and then after the DEI fatigue, single men, regardless what race they are, they finally found their voice and said, okay, well look, we all kind of put Trump in with this kind of patriotic, masculine energy, and when the data came out and it showed how many men supported Trump in various ethnic backgrounds, the men probably are finally said, okay, it's done. But even think about, she is basically covered. Her shoulders are covered, her knees are covered, like I mean, there's not much showing other than a lot of cleavage. That is probably maybe 5% of her body. But then think about what was the Carl's Jr. Daisy Dukes ad from a while ago? America didn't have a problem with it then. And then in closing, I think what I'm seeing now trending, and I think it's going to be a huge blockbuster for athletes in 2028, is the whole USA patriotic thing. So that definitely, I think, is going to play a difference. But that's what I'm seeing on the marketing side of the house. I'll come back later when
All right, cool. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be mean, but like, it's just like, there was this whole body positivity bullshit. Like realistically, you are, how do I say it? Like, let's just look at an individual's face. Like, I see like overweight women that have like just perfect faces. And like, that's almost like the thing that is it's like, if I had to pick between being like born susceptible to being overweight versus having like a really nice looking face, I'd rather have a nice looking face. That's pretty hard to fix. But it's like, we are kind of, like, in a weird way, hardwired to find certain people more attractive. Yeah, we all have our own individual taste, but it was just so like ridiculous. Trying to like force all of this shit, all of these women of different colors and shapes, like, and we're somehow supposed to like embrace them. It's kind of gross in a way.
I don't know if it's still true today, but a few decades back anyway, clothing manufacturers used to fool around like with sizes because women didn't really want to admit to being, like a size, 10 or, a 12 or whatever. So, they would fool around with it, call it a size 8 or call it a size 6 or whatever. And because they wanted to perceive themselves as being thinner or as being more beautiful or whatever, like the old advertising campaigns used to show that they sold more product when they had the clothing being modeled by someone who was, in better shape. I don't know where we went to this place where now, we think like, you have to have someone everywhere that looks like us and everybody has to be represented. There's just too many variables for us to have the opportunity realistically to represent everyone. And I think it's just a matter of just moving back to a simpler time where we didn't have to be capitulating to everyone, because you notice that it never ends with just, the black person or the Asian person. Like KK said, then it's the person in the wheelchair, and you just get fatigued because there's so many different types of people. Can we realistically represent everyone? No, it's impossible.
I agree. It's one of the things that I think that's also kind of like made me not want to watch movies. It's like if you go back just like a few decades, like when they made Boys in the Hood, you didn't see, there was no like token white boy or some stupid shit. It was meant to be at least somewhat realistic. The same goes when, it shows different, like, The Sandlot, the baseball, about the little kids that like to play baseball. It was just kind of like an accurate depiction of the time of just like suburban America. And it's, lost that. And just realistically, like, putting, especially like these really dark-skinned, fat black women, and like, I think Nike did it. I don't know if Victoria's Secret did it, but it was like clear to clear as day to anybody who is watching that like these women are not conventionally attractive, like whatsoever. But they did it.
And so now there's a push to cancel them and to cancel her. But there's something interesting that's happening is that the stock, from what I understand, is going up. So I don't know if this is going to be kind of like what happens with like Bud Light, where you start pushing, this product, we don't like it. And so then the market just starts moving over to something else. And now, this other product, I don't remember which beer was that beat out Bud, but Coors or whatever, but you start seeing the market share moving over to this, to this other brand. And I think that that's what's going to happen, like going to backfire on them because people are just tired of this shit. So, I mean, that's really not like the sort of thing that I would buy, but just on principle, I would, spend my money there because I want to be supportive of the brand and her and also push back on the nonsense.
Yeah. My room was super slow to get open yesterday too. Hi, Spinny. Yeah, there's all kinds of like crazy reactions I was gonna play. Don't really. See, normally I'd make a room and then I'd say, "Look at you, fat fucking monkey bitches. Jealous about this white woman, and you wear fake weed, you get hair like theirs, you do all this shit. Why are you guys so jealous?" Like, that's how I do it. And then people just like rage watch and then tell me that like they hope I die in my DMs and stuff. But unfortunately, it was mostly white people.
That's what I was going to say. It's what I'm seeing, the pushback that I'm seeing is a lot of white women. They're not really that attractive, though, but there's a lot of white women who are pushing back. But it's the kind of, like, white women that wear the, I don't know what you call, like, that septum thing in their nose, like, you know which kind. But it's really coming from them. They're really pushing hard towards, trying to do that whole, I don't know what they call that, white savior complex or whatever that shit is. But I think that most of it is coming from them, and the ones that are probably not conventionally attractive, or the ones that vowed not to sleep with any of the men that slept with Trump, like those women, those are the ones that are doing this.
I just, this is not, like, the nicest thing to say, but I hope, like, it would just be an awful shame if those kinds of women just all got raped. I don't know. Such a tragedy. Can't fucking stand them. There was a couple of the women I saw though. They were actually like attractive. But I'm guessing there's just like there's like a trend on social media and they'll follow it, get their views. But
there are some guys that are doing it too. There are guys that are complaining about a beautiful blonde woman. Like, give me a break.
This woman was like the only black woman I think I saw, and she looks light skinned, and she's like, "Yo, they tell me they want to kill us." It's like, holy shit. It was pretty dramatic. They don't cry about men wearing girly things. What? Who doesn't? But women do. What do you mean, America?
So I'm going to go back to the audience so you can scream about whatever you need to scream about.
Thank you.
Well, I don't wear that stuff. I used to model, so I would wear a wig every now and then. But I'm just noticing, I don't know, I'm just saying, I'm not really defending the heavy set or fat women at all. But I do defend us natural women or women that every now and then we might wear a little clip-in or something like that. Like, what's the problem? But I grew up watching, I didn't watch the RuPaul show, and I'm cool with gays. It's just that why don't men have a lot of smoke for those men that are wearing our skinny jeans and pink and all of that? Like, they get to like what about, the Tyler Perry guy? you know, it's just and then going back to the fat thing, we had the Fat Boys, we had Biggie Smalls, we had Big Pun, we had endless amounts of fat men, black men at that, and everybody said they were the coolest thing in the world. Then after Missy Elliott, they supposedly sent her her music to the moon. After she came, even when she came out, I was like, but everybody loved her.
But you don't Queen Latifah and like Missy Elliott, like Queen Latifah was actually like funny and could act, and then she's like the fat lady with the personality, and so and like even you know, I wasn't gonna say like I was a fan of her, but you know, I overhearing her songs on the radio. I mean, I would say she's somewhat talented. I mean,
yes, I agree. That would be the difference. Back then, the fat, bigger women were more talented than the Lizzos of today.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing the best we can to shun those women and not talk to them and not be around them. But it's a hard job to let it be known that we're here too. And if you guys don't want us in your stuff, that's fine. A lot of us don't even watch TV anymore. I stopped watching BET 20 years ago.
Yeah, I don't really watch TV much. White women are fucking weird. Like, this is a conversation I've had with like white nationalist types, like even Richard Spencer, who's like the leader of the alt-right. This was probably like 6 months ago. We were talking, and it's like like a lot of people, we don't say it like outwards, but there's like a real problem with white people. Like we're so like we bring on a good chunk of the problems ourselves. In fact, I'd say like we even drive it to a large degree. And it is people that are just very cringe and far left.
Yes, like in Lou's room earlier, I was hitting Mickey upside the head in those comments, because a lot of black folks have that issue where they're assuming that the Republicans are all white, and that's, you know, representing the white man. But Joe Biden is white. He got on the chilling circuit, Charlemagne show, and said, "You ain't black if you don't vote for me." You know, it's a lot of rigmarole. There's white people on each side, and there's black people that are going to be on each side. And you're absolutely right. There's also an issue with white people. Not every white person is a Republican. Not every white person thinks the same.
No, I agree. A lot of white people are fucking flaming faggots, and I hate them. Do you want to see why Mickey only has AI like profile pictures? Just like swipe, like refresh your screen. I'll show you what she looks like.
Wait.
That's Mickey. Isn't she gorgeous?
You better stop it. That's her?
Yeah.
I said I'm going to start showing some more pictures of myself because I've been shopping around.
My nigga fucking me up against the wall. Yes. That's why I'm up head up against the wall, because my nigga like fuck me and lift me up.
Oh, I remember that.
He must be real fucking strong then, according to you. But yeah, that's Mickey. No, it's really not. That's not AI. I'm dead serious. That is actually Mickey. That was live from a Zoom call. She kicked me out of the room that day because I ended up sharing. I ended up putting that as my PTR. She knew who it was. No, there's more pictures where that came from. But
oh my God, I'm not going to say nothing, and I'll be back, y'all. I got to go do something right quick. But somebody else come on up on stage and give your opinion while I go. I'll be right back.
So, I don't know what. I can probably just like offend people. Grape, what are you doing? Nobody has anything to say? All right. So, yeah. God damn it. I don't have enough ammo because this was black people. This is white people bitching. So I can't trigger people. I wish there was like more white people in this fucking app. But I don't know, they probably have better things to do. Let's see. Yeah, she is pretty gross. I agree. What else is there going on? I haven't seen the other rooms. They have like, I know Lou has a big room. It's all like old school clubhouse. I don't really care to stay in there. Yeah, I know, there's no combatants. So I opened up the room kind of being honest and, I don't know, fair instead of offensive. Which usually doesn't work. Need another Carmelo Anthony situation to rile them up. But they did arrest those blacks in Cincinnati that attacked those white people. You know, that was pretty fucking stupid. But their police chief in Cincinnati was this Karen. She was like saying like, you guys saw the clips on social media and it doesn't tell the whole story. You guys should not rush to judgment. You know, just being a fat, she's like a white version of a mammy, just fat, annoying old bitch. But I don't even know, why do we even have like female police, what do you call them? I'm a retard. What they call it? Chief of police. Chief of police. But does anybody have anything to say about the what do you call it? This ad? Otherwise, I'm just gonna just start talking shit about other stuff. I'll change the title, even. Okay, fuck it. Even though it's not the truth, I'm just gonna create a narrative. I'm bored. White envy. They hate to see white beauty. Let's see what happens. White. They hate. They hate white beauty. Okay, there we go. So go ahead and fucking wait for somebody to get pissed off. Where's mine? Mon probably wouldn't want to be seen in this room, to be honest. Hi, Rick. Come up here. I'm waiting for a land mammal to come in here and start giving me shit about my title.
What's up, Pep?
Not much. Just hanging out.
What's up, Pepe?
Not much. Just hanging out. A lot of controversy over, this white, beautiful woman, very beautiful, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryan princess.
Oh, Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah, and look at this lady up above. She's crying. She can't stand it.
Black woman broke down in tears over Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle.
Jealous bitch.
I mean, the jeans line was insane. Being like, I have great jeans or whatever.
But it is true though. Like, she does have good jeans.
But I knew I was like thinking that she was talking about jeans like with the G, not a J.
Well, it was implied, but then the pun was that it was blue jeans. But at the end of the day, like, why do you think people are born good looking, dude? Like, you either have like you're not like you have like a fucked up looking face. Some, you know, there are girls that are like, they grow up to be women and they'll have D-cup boobs naturally. Like that's the genes. Some women have some shape to them, some don't. There's nothing to be upset about.
Did you see the Good Morning America? I think it was the clip.
I think I have that queued up.
Yeah, that's a great clip. They're like calling her like Nazis or like some insane. It was an insane clip. Look up Clay Travis. He posted. This is where I saw it.
It's so horrible. Hi, Brittany.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How do you feel about the superior, beautiful white woman that, you know, black people are bitching about?
I don't know anything about it. Tell me about it.
Oh, this beautiful white woman makes an ad, and they're calling it Nazi and white supremacist and stuff because it's, you know, it's a. She says a line like, "Oh, it's in your genes," but then she says like, "Mine are blue jeans," and you know, they're saying like, "Oh, that's like eugenics, fascism, racism."
So I'm confused still. So people are upset because of a beautiful white woman?
Yep.
Who would be upset because someone is beautiful?
But look at the black woman up in the pinned link above. Why? She's crying over it.
I don't see anybody doing anything. Are we talking about this I, me, therefore I am US? What is this? You want me to click on this?
Yeah, it's in that link. I mean, I actually don't think it was actually white supremacist because, like, if that was my, you know, my stance is that, you know, there are superior genes and they often have blonde hair and blue eyes.
Okay, so what do you want me to address? That some blacks and some whites said that a white lady was ugly? She was cute?
They were saying that she's a Nazi, and that it was a Nazi ad.
Mm-hmm.
Just because she's blonde, and she had her tagline was like, "You inherit your traits from your parents. Your eyes, your hair, or some stupid shit." She goes, "But I have my genes. It's in my genes," and then she says, "My blue jeans." She was modeling blue jeans.
Okay.
So it was like
I don't think that's anything that we should be making a big deal about. It just doesn't sound like it's something that I would even, you know, waste my time on even taking a look at or reading because it's pointless. I mean, this is not really a fight, actually. If they feel that she is whatever she is, that's on them, but they're stupid. That woman is beautiful. And I just feel like we have other things going on. We could be talking about the what about the hung? What about that hung guy that had sex with 1,600 men on video, and he sold all the videos to different people and made $200 each video, and then he gave half of them HIV. That's more or something to talk about than that girl.
Goddamn, Sharia law like does cases in some like holy shit. He needed to be thrown off of a building like years ago.
Did you hear what I was doing? Oh, so you know what I'm saying?
Well,
you heard about that?
No, it's the first time hearing it, but I mean that is so degenerate and gross, and spreading disease like that, like that's just. Ugh.
Yeah, it was an Asian guy, but he dressed up as a woman to basically trick men who were married. They were high-profile men. The topic that you have with this white envy stuff, that's nothing compared to Miss Hung. Miss Hung has gave over 80% of those men that were married, those high-profile, high-tech men. This is the latest news in YouTube.
So this is
It's
a trend.
everywhere.
Like this was
This was just a man. He got bored and decided to easily persuade married men and high-profile men into having intercourse and sex with him, knowing that they knew he was a man. He told them, like, hey, I am this is what it is, and they continue to still mess with him. It was literally like almost, they said it was like 6,000 men. So
gross.
it's on YouTube. It's terrible out here.
Yeah, that chink deserves to go in the wood chipper. It is fucking nasty tranny. Resistance, what does your dumb spick ass have to say about the topic?
I don't have anything to say because I don't live like white animals like you that fuck men.
Amazing. Thanks for your contribution.
Now kick his ass off stage.
No, he can
shut up, you monkey.
A little bit.
I'm not a monkey.
I'm sorry, you're right. You're a spear chucker.
I am someone who likes everybody. I don't see color.
Oh, so you sucked a lot of white dick. That's why.
No, I don't. I think whites suck too, but I just don't, go around doing all of that white man, black man stuff. I don't do that childish. But you, on the other hand, I see that you love white people and you love black people too. You just can't admit.
No, I love white Muslims and black Muslims. Anything that's Muslim, I pretty much like. Yeah,
and I hate
if they're not Muslim, I really kind of hate them.
Yeah, that's what.
Well, I actually don't hate. Well, I dislike Christianity. I don't hate certain Christians because some kind of Christians are kind of aight. Some of them are cool. But Jews, they're the scum of the earth.
Fuck the Jews.
So you hate white people and they've never done anything to you?
Yes, they have. What do you mean? They've persecuted half of the world. What do you mean? The Europeans, the Americans. They commit genocide, they steal land, they kill people, they take natural resources, they enslave people with Christianity.
They want power.
So, I mean, what do you mean they haven't done anything?
No, this is quite comical. Brittany, like, your name is literally Brittany and you're speaking the English language and you're asking what do white people do?
I was just
exactly.
Mufasa. Don't do that. I don't get in these
and then you gotta cross
to create Mufasa. I don't get in here to create more.
Yeah, not too much on Brittany. She's an American woman. You guys are, we have a spit, and then we have.
She's a colonized white girl.
Oh, you're a dirty goya bean eating spit.
Well, I can be a goya bean, but guess what? I hate white people, so at least I'm on the right side of history. Unlike you, you're like Donald Trump. You're trying to bleach your skin brown. You're trying to be a beaner, and you're really a wiener.
Yeah, there you go, man. Line it up.
You're a mix of raper and rapist.
You know what? Everybody needs to stop going around having hate in their blood for any race. Black,
yeah,
white,
exactly.
green,
What color is there in a soul? There is no
all
color in a
that.
soul.
We all need to come together to try to figure out how to get the government to pay us more money and get things back in.
Can you figure out how to make the government stop?
Well, that's why I was working on $7 trillion of reparations. What do you know?
Can you stop the white American government from committing genocide with the white Jews of Europe?
Yeah, most of those.
You mean Zionism? Well, we're under a Zionist regime because of other reasons.
And plus, most of those small hats in Israel now are like just brown people. They're not one of us.
Hey, Pep, even though
Clubhouse is so liberal.
Even though you white America say you threw me down, Pep, did you see the article today?
I didn't throw you down. Shit, KK did.
Oh, yeah, that whore, KK. But anyway, today, ironically, Bestseller, which is an Israeli human rights group, and Israel International Human Rights Group, both put out articles today stating that Israel is committing genocide. These are their human rights groups from Israel.
Well, of course they are, because they're taking the apocalyptic opportunity to do so.
Shut your faggot mouth for a second, Wall Street. Hi, Mila.
Mila might be blowing her rabbi.
I don't think Mila's Jewish because she has a cross on.
But she's a whore.
She's jealous. But you're always listening to music.
No, it looks hot. Yeah, of course I'm listening to music all the time.
Mila looks hot. You're a fucking pervert. She's like half your age.
So what? Christians been fucking underage girls for centuries.
Oh, kind of like your prophet did. Oops, I'm sorry, a toddler.
No, the prophets are special. All prophets had younger wives. You know that. Come on, don't be ignorant.
No, that's not a Christian thing.
Yeah, so then how do you explain Solomon having 1,700 wives and some of them were really young?
How do you explain Aisha cleaning cum stains off her nigger?
How do you explain your Mexican mother sucking a white dick just to get a green card?
Why is it that why are Mexicans just better than Puerto Ricans in every way?
Why Mexicans always stealing?
Yo, resistant.
Dirty jungle spick.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, resistant. Yo, where are you from?
New York.
Are you like what's your ethnicity?
Oh, Latino.
Oh, I mean, okay.
Okay, so your Pepe's gay.
So he's like he's a spick. He's a Puerto Rican. He's a Puerto Rican.
You know, he dyes his skin brown, bro. You notice that? He dyes his skin brown. He's a wannabe beaner.
Yo, like honestly, yo, resistance, like I understand, but like the whole Islam thing, bro, like Islam is just as a supremacist religion as like Christianity. Bro.
Not at all.
Yes, bro.
But definitely not.
Bro, Islam has destroyed many African cultures, bro.
No, they didn't. What African culture is destroyed?
Many African cultures.
No, you mean it's civilized Africans.
Look at South Sudan. How many people have been fucking killed there over the last 20 years?
That's Africans killing Africans.
No, no. It's Muslims. It's Muslims.
No. It's Africans
killing black Christians is what it's doing. That's what it is.
Hold on. Why are you pointing that out? Are you pointing out all the Christians in Central Africa that are killing all the Muslims there? You want to pull up the articles?
You can do whatever you want.
The radical Christians in Central Africa are genociding the Africans there, the Muslims.
They're not radical enough. They're not radical enough.
Of course they are. They're white supremacists. They're one of the monkeys that think they're white monkeys.
White supremacists, they're literally darker than the Muslims.
They're white monkey. Their ideology is white. Yeah. They came with that white porcelain god. They walk around with Bible with a white guy inside the fucking book. Fucking bunch of retards.
Yeah, I have no idea about that.
Is your religion a religion of peace?
Absolutely, but if we gotta...
Then why are you such a violent fucking ape? Tell me why.
Because we have to... Sometimes we have to whip you fucking animals back into submission.
Gee. Kind of like how my Spanish ancestors whooped your dirty monkey ass.
No, they didn't. The Spanish Inquisition, they got fucking crushed by the Muslims, the fucking dirty fucking...
What are you talking about? They brought over enslaved blacks and they treated them like they were fucking trash.
That's the only thing they ever
You guys were the last to eat during any
here.
famine, you filthy fucking freak shows.
You dirty Mexican white boy. You motherfuckers, all you ever brought to America was roaches and fucking ticks.
Yeah, Mexicans beat your like sleazy spick ass.
No, they didn't. The Mexicans lost all their fucking land. They lost Mexico. They lost California.
Name a better boxer than Julio Cesar Chavez, pussy.
What, Puerto Rican one?
Yeah, that's right. You don't have
Macho Camacho, you dick
No,
sucker.
he was not better than him.
Yes, the fuck he was.
You know, Julio Cesar Chavez got to 95.
No one would take Julio Cesar Chavez over
Camacho's a faggot.
No, he wasn't. He was selling mad heroin and mad dope after he retired. He was getting money. That's why they had to murder him. He was getting money.
Oh, go you see.
Your favorite boxer is Oscar De La Hoya, you Mexican. Y'all niggas wear leotards. Oscar's wearing wigs. You was with him when he was fucking mid. That Mexican Goya eat.
Gayest goddamn
gayest boxer ever is a Mexican.
In the fucking world is Puerto Rico.
Oscar De La Hoya.
Filthy fucking people. The most famous person from your island is a faggot named Ricky Martinez.
No, the most famous person on the island now is Bad Bunny. He's richer than all.
Oh, and he's a faggot too, isn't he?
He is a faggot.
Yeah, I know. So see, you guys are a land of a bunch of faggots.
Well, does have a lot of faggots.
Oh shit!
But they're Americanized. That's why.
No, it's because they're fucking filthy faggots.
No, it's because they got caught up by a bunch of white
pinche maricon
conquistadors such as like yourself. They dye your skin orange and think you're fucking white.
Well, I am. My ancestors are from Spain. You filthy piece of shit.
Yeah, white conquistador, white pieces of shit.
Yeah, I know. We're the ones who enslaved you people.
No, my people killed your motherfucking people.
No, you guys are a bunch of.
No, the
you guys are a bunch of savage
Muslims,
Indians.
we conquered Spain. We took it. It was
Savage
ours. We beat the shit out of you Spaniards. We sent you in here until those packed.
Literally never.
Right, what resistance, like, resistance from my understanding, Latinos, they're like a hybrid group of people. Like,
They are. A lot of them more European, though.
So
Yeah,
look
so
at
like
the ones. Look at the
you
ones
could
in
be
charge.
Pepe's brother, bro. Like,
I don't know. Look at him. He
No,
dyes
no.
his skin. I'm brown. He dies.
The ones.
That's guy. Look at the picture. He thinks he's fucking Trump.
Amazing. So look at all of the. If you go look at all these Latin American countries and see the people in power, and you know who's at the
They're
top.
white Europeans,
white
just
people.
like you.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, the thieves, the killers,
Still
the
dominate.
rapists, the rapists.
Still dominate.
Yeah, still raping.
Yeah. Now go pick my fucking court.
Go water my fucking lawn, you fucking Mexican chump.
Lampar mi barrio tercero, por favor.
Go mow the lawn. go stand in front of it.
I ain't gonna lie, a Latino Muslim is crazy. Like, this is a glitch in the matrix.
How's it crazy? There's a lot of Latino Muslims. What are you talking about?
It's a glitch in the matrix. I was actually born Muslim. Like, you converted to Islam.
Where you were born? Where you from? What part of Africa?
I'm from Senegal.
You from Senegal? First of all, you sound so Americanized. That's why I can't even tell. You don't even have an accent anymore. Excuse me. It's not an accent. You don't even have your native tongue anymore.
I didn't. Because I can speak my language.
I didn't say you couldn't speak your language. I didn't say that.
Oh shit.
I said that the way you speak, you don't even hear your native tongue. Because there are a lot of Senegalese who they speak English.
Senegalese, not Senegalese.
Yes, Senegalese. They speak English, but you hear their native tongue. You can hear.
Yeah, I mean, but like, what's the point now?
You're white.
I'm white.
They're white.
You're white now. You were one of the colonized white boys.
Oh god.
You think like a white boy.
He calls everybody white.
No, he left. Ask him. You left Islam, right?
Yeah.
What I tell the dang white boy.
What does it have to do with race?
This is why. Because the white man whipped him into submission. He probably turned Catholic because he wants to be able to sleep with men. He probably wants to be able to communicate with women.
But
he probably does
Muhammad
drugs.
in the Hadith.
He probably steals.
Sure, but Muhammad in the Hadith.
They like their values.
Sure, but Muhammad in the Hadith referred to himself as white and referred to his slaves as black.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Yes, he did. He literally did.
He did not refer to himself as white.
Yes, he did. Yes, he fucking did.
White skin. And he did not refer to blacks as blacks. He said they resembled a certain thing that was dark. That's how they spoke at that time. It wasn't no racist undertone because he had many people of color part of the Islamic cabinet.
So I'm just curious. So like when the apostles spread from the Middle East into Africa, Asia, and Europe, how is it a white man's religion at that point? I mean, where does
Islam
Muhammad
is not
come from?
a white.
He didn't come from that part. He came from a very close area of the world.
He came from Arabia.
Yes, and then he ended up going to, Muslims went to different continents. So how
I want to say no here.
Christianity is more white? How can you say?
You do know that, right? The Prophet Muhammad is not who.
I didn't say he did, but I said Muslims went into other continents.
Yes,
but the Christians did too, out of the Middle East. So once again, how can you say Christianity is more white than Islam?
Because Christianity comes from Europe.
No, it doesn't. It comes from the Middle East.
No. Christianity really started in Africa. It started in Africa.
No, it did not. It's a Greco-Roman invention.
Let me hop in.
It is a Roman. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, go ahead, Harriet.
Hello,
Harriet, you can talk.
Faggots. How are you guys?
Hello.
Oh, chilling. We're getting blown by your mother.
How are the faggots doing today?
No, I was just telling Resistance how Puerto Rico's the gayest fucking island in all.
No, it is.
The gayest place
Mexico
in
got all the
Latin
gays.
America.
They got mad trans like Oscar De La Hoya.
I mean, Puerto Rico.
He fucks women.
Puerto Rico.
Chicks with dicks.
Yeah, so these two are.
Okay, guys, let Harriet shut the fuck up.
I wouldn't say Puerto Rico is gayer than Brazil. Brazil.
Yeah, no, Harriet's got to
Pep spends a lot of time in Brazil.
Shut your filthy fucking mouth. Let Harriet talk.
Thank you, White King, for giving the silenced black woman and more black women a chance to have the vote for one time.
He calls you people monkeys.
I have to say that in terms of what y'all were speaking on,
I fucking forgot what I was going to say.
So back
We were talking about how can you say Christian's more of a white religion than Islam?
Okay, so basically you have to understand that we have a lot of trauma in America because as a colonized people, Christianity was pushed on us. Like we were not even though Christianity started in Africa, the populations of Africans.
That's not true. You've never been to Africa, so don't speak on things.
Well, hold on, just let her give her. You can rebuttal.
Can you stop?
That's fine.
Can you let me finish?
I'm trying to get KP up here.
In the African and Middle Eastern region, Christianity was started from people who were in Northern Africa and modern day Middle East. So that's what I would say. So it started there. The original followers were from that particular region. Even though it started there, we as African Black people, the regions by which we came from, we weren't necessarily original Eastern Orthodox Christians, nor were we original Jews, nor were we original fucking, what else is it?
Harriet, some of them,
Let her finish, guys, let her finish.
What is this Mufasa motherfucker?
I got the biggest house nigga with the biggest whip, and he does a better job. He has a deeper voice, so you guys listen to him better than me.
That's because you sound like a woman, Pepe.
But the places the enslaved Africans came from practiced more so traditional spirituality. I mean, that leans more towards like the African pantheon, the Orishas. It leans more towards connection with nature, in the the universe, basically, kind of like how the soul started off. We weren't the Black people that were, we're not Ethiopian, we're not Canaanites, we weren't the Black people or the dark-skinned people that were Christian or Islamic or Jewish. So with that being said, when we came over here to the Americas, and a lot of the indigenous populations feel like Christianity was forced on them, which was a grave deviation from like having multiple gods and only worshiping one God.
Of course, religion has been used to
shut your cracker mouth, you dusty old fucking creep.
But that's the
shut your pedophile mouth.
Long story short, even though the Christianity started in Africa, the type of Black people or African descendants that we are, naturally, historically, it was forced on us by our colonizers, and even much so that in a lot of the southern churches we still have, even much so in a lot of the southern churches we still, the people who colonized the Americas. I mean, shit, are we ignoring facts? I'm sorry. If it's a dirty word, I can switch.
She's talking about just like the white.
I can switch up the
white Europeans,
white people.
Like I'm not talking.
That makes people.
Okay, Harriet,
you're telling me.
Well, hold on, let her finish. She's actually.
A lot of this guys sound like AI, bro.
She's pretty decent.
People, bro. I like white people, bro. I'm not talking shit about white people.
Yeah, she's not. Harriet's.
Yeah, so what's the solution?
Shut your fucking faggot pedo mouth.
Long story short, for us, Christianity seems like a fucking
but man, you gotta
vehicle of oppression, basically from white people or from Europe, right? Even so much so that even in Southern Black churches, we still have remnants of African spirituality, just as a means of, how we see our ancestors keeping certain traditions alive that are not just straight up Christian. Like, that shit ain't fucking European white Christianity. That shit come out of Africa. Niggas remixing that shit up. So long story short, even though it's African, it still was a vehicle of oppression from the type of African populations that we're personally.
And what years are you talking about?
I'm just talking about the concept of why Christianity is seen as.
No, tell me what years are you speaking about?
In terms of what part? I can look it up.
European history.
Yo, Harriet, you don't know what to talk about. Let someone who knows what to talk about speak. Like, you get your facts from TikTok.
I think she's talking about
European history
during slavery and even before. Even during
so what was her point that African countries had Christianity?
Well, long story short, the argument wasn't about whether or not Christianity came from Europe, versus it coming out of Africa, okay? Like,
yeah, it was introduced to black people in America by Europeans.
Yeah, it was introduced to us by Europeans. That was the point. Like, we're not the same niggas.
No, she doesn't even know what she's talking about. She doesn't even know what she's talking about.
Hold on. I'm trying to understand.
You know what she said was correct. What she said was correct.
I'm trying to understand what her point was. She's saying that it started in Africa or didn't? Because she's losing.
Well, long story short, what I'm saying is, even though it started in Africa, Africa is so large that the people that we are descended from in America, we're not the same Africans as those Africans. We weren't practicing the same. Yes, Africa is so big. There's so many languages.
So your argument is that it descended from parts of Africa, not all of it.
No,
yes, it descended from parts of Africa, not all of Africa.
So when we took the slaves from
particular people that we are descended from were not Christian, Jewish, or fucking Islamic. You know, so that those institutions has to be pushed on us through colonization, right? That's my point. So that's what I'm saying. Even though Christianity is originally African, it for us, our people group, because African is so large, it still was a vehicle of oppression for us because that's not what we were practicing at the time.
So what part of
now we got finally.
No, when we took them as slaves, they were not Christian in that part of Africa.
Christian. We were not from the Christian part of Africa.
So they got introduced to
when the when the Europeans started really colonizing those parts of Africa, especially northern Africa, those people were already Christians and Muslims.
But the slaves were us American slaves. We mostly came out of fucking West Africa. Like
and a lot of those people were Muslim and
They were not Christian or Muslim at the time.
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't.
In the 14th century?
No, we were
really?
not.
Yes, the fuck they were.
That shit,
what are you, stupid?
You know what that shit turned into? You know what we call it now? We call it voodoo. That shit, we nowadays, what we call it.
I knew she was gonna say that.
This is well documented. When the slaves were
well documented.
They were not Christian.
Yes, a lot of them were Christians. A lot of them were Muslim. Yes, they were.
No, bro. Hey, hold on. No, let me speak real quick, right? Because listen, I'm from Senegal, right? I'm from
this article I'm looking at. It says she's right. Ethiopia started practicing Christianity in like the 4th century. Egypt had been practicing since almost the death of Christ.
But look at West Africa.
So that means I was right.
Yeah, we're not
she's not
niggas. That's
not she is incorrect. She's saying
no, she's not incorrect.
She said they weren't.
Incorrect.
She's incorrect.
Bro, she said
if you
she
look
said
at
they weren't, you idiot. Are you listening with your ass?
Wait, they weren't or they were?
She said they weren't.
Oh, okay.
You fucking dickwit. That means she's
no. Look at
that Christianity started in Africa. I did say that. What are you talking about?
No, what you're saying is that they weren't practicing Christianity and they weren't practicing Islam when.
Jesus Christ! You can just look this up. Look up. You can look this up. Okay, during the transatlantic slave trade, were those sub-Saharan Africans Christian? The answer is no. At that time, they were not introduced to Christianity in that part of Africa.
Also, Resistance, you were loud and fucking wrong. I was right when I said my first statement, so maybe you were the one listening listening a little bit better.
So my point was, even though Christianity...
And I'm looking it up right now, and it says, contrary when you lie. It says, yes, many Africans were already Muslims and Christians during the transatlantic trade slave.
Transatlantic?
That's what she said, bro.
Slave trade.
No,
she's saying they weren't, you fucking dummy.
Hold on, let me speak, right?
Let the Africans speak.
Right, so I'm from Senegal, right? Senegal was a part of the slave trade.
I'm just kidding.
What do you... Senegal was a part of the slave trade, right? Senegambia, right? And, no African was a Christian during that time, right? It's not a thing. No one ever heard of anything called Jesus Christ. The first time we ever heard of Jesus was a slave ship, right? But a small percentage of those enslaved Africans who arrived to the New World were indeed Muslims, and I would agree to that. There's documentation of this, such as Omar ibn Said, right? Or even Yado Mahmoud, right, who was an enslaved African from the Senegambia region in Washington, D.C., and they document his life.
This is a big story that came out not too long ago.
Yes,
so a beautiful documentary.
All right, well, let him finish.
That our stories, I can believe that our stories are different.
Right, and you were wrong, like I said you were. You were wrong.
Wait, hold on, let me finish, right? Let me finish, right? And the reason why there was Africans who were already Muslims was because The Arabs were already in Africa long before the Europeans, right? Long before, in the 7th century, right? They were already there. So Africans were already, introduced to Islam, right? And when we talk about Ethiopia and stuff like that, bro, the way Ethiopians practice Christianity is no different from the way other Africans and other black people around the world practice Christianity. It's just as colonized. They worship a white Jesus. I don't agree with that. I don't agree that you as a black person should be worshiping a white man as your God, right? There's no different, right? And they got Christianity from Greek monks, right? And it destroyed their civilization, and I can prove it to you. So all these religions are barbaric. Islam is barbaric. Christianity is barbaric, and we need to throw these religions away. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, you're a liar because you know Islam didn't colonize the African nations with force.
Yeah,
They brought it with literacy. They brought it.
Okay, now you
brought it with intelligence.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Okay, you stupid spick. You need to shut up.
You fucking beater.
Shut up. It was Nicholas's turn, or he also was my mother.
Just let him finish. I don't do math. I'm done. So essentially, all right. So I went and looked up. So Miss Harriet went on like a 7-minute rant about her point, right? But essentially, her point was saying there were parts of Africa that were already practicing Christianity prior to the slave trade, but that a lot of these slaves that were brought over to the U.S. were subjugated using Christianity and religion, right? That was her whole argument. She took 20 minutes to say that couple sentences I just said, right? But and then I went and looked it up, right? She's not actually incorrect, right? Christianity had already been parts of North Africa, parts of Ethiopia, etc. prior to them. But a significant portion of the Africans that were brought over to the United States, according to this, were converted to Christianity and used to control them. So she's not wrong. She's just horrendous at communicating.
No, I had to fight through K. I had to fight through
Okay, wait a minute, Harriet. I want to get Harriet. You spoke for a good minute, and I'm trying to be respectful to you.
Yeah, Harriet's a very nice woman.
And I'm being respectful to you. Because might is what it is. Sorry, resistance. So I get a new voice in.
Thank you so much. There's a lot of problems with her theories that I'm listening to, right? The concept of African spirituality, is derived from the 6th and 7th books of Moses. It really started in the 1890s. Voodoo, Santeria, all that came off of the books of a French white guy. So I'm not sure if you really think that's African spirituality. If you go far back enough, you're going to see that most of the Afrikaners were white. So this is another problem that you have in Congo, especially within the area of between Rhodesia. I think Rhodesia would be Zimbabwe to South Africa. So that entire area was mostly white. So now when we start saying that, basically you came through slave ships and therefore you were not having this religion, even though this religion was well known all across the world from at least the 4th century. Black people in Ethiopia dominate. They have one of the greatest civilizations in Africa, in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, due to Christianity. They have some of the oldest churches. So, really and truly, where is your slave ship that Disney didn't give you?
I mean, there's documents of the slave ship. It was literally a large economic system where they have records of that. You can literally Google a plan for a slave ship. I touched them when I took the class. The person who is a mentor that ran the slave, I'm not gonna tell you his name, but he was one of the top greatest leaders of alongside. Well, I guess my communication is bad, but he was one of the top greatest leaders alongside.
It was the Jews that started the slave trade. They supplied the shit for Jews.
Long story short, I found a whole bunch of primary documents and touched them with my fucking hand.
Harry, I don't mean to cut you off. I think this is a fair debate between you and Midas to have.
I think it is too. I'm not. Is my tone wrong? Hold on, let me check.
No. Someone cut you off, and I just want the other people to understand. Let's have the debate. Sorry.
Thank you. Well, basically, the first one I want to attack that Midas had put up, that African spirituality came out of a French book. What I'm saying is a lot of the indigenous people that were colonized practiced in secret. So in terms of practicing the secret, like for instance, the hymns that we sung on the plantation, it took Frederick Douglass to put in the book of his autobiography that
we weren't doing that out of joy. That was just a tradition that we had from Africa. That's what we do when we sad. We sing like a motherfucker. So it took Frederick Douglass to clear that up. So a lot of enslaved people, indigenous people, practice their spirituality in secret. That's what I'm saying in the churches out here, the Kojic churches, these super traditional African American churches where I'm from in the Deep South. They still have remnants of traditional spirituality, and also sometimes they have a witch lady or an auntie or a grandmother, somebody that still practices traditional root work, which is now widely seen as quote unquote voodoo. So Santeria, a lot of the people in South America, they practice Santeria, and they took like whatever the saints were, and they masked their deity that they practiced with the names of the fucking saints. So they were still able to worship and do their practices, their Day of the Dead. Those are traditional practices that the indigenous people of South America already had, but because they were colonized and had to convert, they mixed it in. They just mixed it in. That's why you have a lot of people in the French quarters that still practice their traditional religions, because it's just mixed in with Catholicism. A lot of that shit, like Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras, that's a religious festival. Mardi Gras is a religious festival. All those black people that are out there partying, that's a remnant of
Let Midas rebut. Please. Midas, rebut.
Thank you very much, KP. Yes, I do. I was asking where's the slave ship that Disney didn't give us? And I asked that specifically for a reason. We don't have any slave ships that Disney didn't give us. The only one we have is 4 pieces of gold, supposedly, from the Clotilda. Now, the problem with the Clotilda is that the Clotilda was in action. It was smuggling slaves after slavery was already illegal. So when we go back far enough into the history of slavery, it wasn't even economical to get slaves. And none of the slaves that were recorded on audio said that there was any molestation going on. Actually, you could listen to Fountain Hughes. He said he was 100 years old. His father lived until 115 years old. And he had to wear a dress, and that nobody in the 1940s, but the woman he told the story to in the 1940s, did not believe his slave story. My problem is I'm in 2025, and I'm forced to believe a slave story that people in the 1940s rejected. So if you don't have the slave ship, if we're realizing that the information, and we put this inside the chat, we saw you disappear with our own eyes.
Who owned all those slave ships, Midas?
The Jews.
We can just get my for and say we were.
Where are they, Pepe? I mean, it's supposed to be a fleet, 6 million blacks or whatever, right? We should have some remnants of the slave ships. We have ships going back to 1400s, 1500s, sometimes in the 2nd century inside museums. Where's our slave ship?
How did those shekel clutchers end up like teaching you guys? That you have to admit that's pretty industrious and slick of them.
Yeah, there's slave ship documents. There's plans for the slave ship. We don't have we probably have some of the wood. I mean, if you're talking about the fucking wood, but in terms of the documents, where the slave ships come from, where they're going, the transactions, how much money was spent, notes back to the original land, to the queen. Like there's so much, like literally Queen Victoria, she's the biggest one. She has so many letters from her people that came out exploring and back to them, asking permission to take over, take people, take resources. And Queen Victoria was like, hell yeah, do it. As long as you bring it back from the crown, bring the money back.
Where's Victoria? Where's Victoria? Before you say anything about Victoria, which Victoria?
Oh yeah, no, Midas, I'd like to talk to you real quick, Midas. So first of all, Midas, have you ever heard of a place called Gorée Island or Gore? Well, if you haven't heard of this, so this is an island off the coast of Dakar in Senegal, right? It was originally built by the Portuguese. The French took a hold of it for a little bit. The English had their share in controlling it for a while. The French, etc. But this was an island in Senegal that was used to traffic slaves to the New World, right? To America, South America, and even Europe, the Caribbean, etc. for many years, right? I visited this island many times in Senegal, right? And there's an actual piece of a slave ship that is still there, and it's like a monument, right? It's a historical site, right? And not only do they have that piece of a slave ship there, there's also a castle built by the Portuguese. It was like a slave dungeon, and you know you could look these things up. They kept the slaves in these dungeons, the children, the women, the men, and they'll show you like what they did and so forth. But there's a part of a slave ship still there, like dead ass. Like I've seen it. I've been there many times, right? Not only that, right? When people say, "Oh, we're the slave ships," the vast majority of these ships, right? After slavery was abolished in many of these countries, they either broke the ships down and used the wood for something else, right? Or they turned the ships into like regular cargo ships and they just disappeared, right? So that debunks the whole "where's the slave ship," narrative.
Oh, Moish, what are we gonna do? A slave ship? A Jew ship ended up crashing. Oh, God damn, how are we gonna make our money?
Yeah, that doesn't take from the point that they're made. Okay, so I just.
No, I'm still gonna ask you, ma'am, was Queen Victoria? You know that name get recycled so many times.
Yeah, the British monarch.
It's like Mary, all that shit get recycled. So I just want people to know, what are you talking about?
She was a British monarch. I don't know which one, but there's extensive written record, including letters, government officials, administrators, and leaders who organized and funded exploration and colonization efforts. They went to her explorers and the people that she contracted went to multiple places in the New World, quote unquote, the New World, and it's just interesting. I don't know which one.
So you're talking about
I guess it says 1837 through 1861 is when this exploration happened under her rule. So that
this is why you're gonna lose this argument all the time. Because you need to speak factual. I'm just helping you out.
I think he's had a few drinks.
I am 1830 through 1860. That's Queen Victoria.
When was slavery abolished in America?
I'm in Texas, so Juneteenth, the end of the 18th century. The 19th century, somewhere in
Jesus fucking Christ.
What was it, 1860 something or 1870 something?
Yeah, 1860 between 1870, so the end of the 19th century is when slavery was abolished, somewhere in there. I'm not good dates, but I know just the general timeline. Honestly, that's what it's going to say, the end of the 19th century.
You said you're Texan.
Yeah.
Correct.
So we celebrate Juneteenth.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna rock with you for a second.
Proclamation, probably somewhere 1860, and then slavery was abolished generally maybe mid 1860, and then.
Why did you get the message late?
What'd you say?
Let's see. Why did you get the message late?
Because a lot of people, first of all, we didn't have social media, and on top of that, a lot of the Southerners didn't even participate in the election that voted Abraham Lincoln to be the president.
Stolen the story of Harriet Tubman, and they use that story to appropriate her husband's pension. So if you have that, then you have to know that history, right? So why are we dealing with such a poisonous truth?
At the end of the day, I know that white people did a lot of the fuck shit to build this Western economy and stepped on a lot of people's necks, but at the end of the day, it's really important for us to be able to have respect and commerce and be able to have agency in the global economy. And I really appreciate the fact that our ancestors fought really hard for all brown people, African descendant looking motherfuckers with nappy hair, to be able to be seen as people, to be able to be respected in business, in education, just all these global institutions that we participate in. The global economy now is just not, we're not farmers no more, bro. We're not sharecroppers no more. We need to fight for respect in that way so that we can traverse the Western world, the Eastern world, just the entire world in general, because there was a lot of fuck shit going on.
So mine is like I'm listening to you speak. You know, it's giving me that, you know, you watch a lot of Dane Calloway, right? Because he's the first person to say that the Harriet Tubman story was fake, it's fabricated. So are you basically trying to say that blacks are Native Americans, bro? Like, is that what you're trying to say?
It was only codified in the 1970s. And before that, it was supposed to be what, Indians or something like that? And those Indians were the 1850s know-nothings who were mostly from Siberia. And today they're actually admitting that. So when we look at the history, I mean, what do we call ourselves? If we can go back to the history, we can see within the 1790 census that we are listed as Negroes. There's no area for free Negroes, but there is an area for free whites. Then there's an area for slaves, but there's no area for free colors, right? So who are we? And why is it that we are at the beginning of the story of America?
Are you guys the coloreds? Were the coloreds here before the Siberians? Or were the coloreds brought on slave ships owned by the Jews?
Colors were here far before the Siberians. If you ever want to check the, was it Smithsonian? Excuse me, they have documents that show the illustrations of black natives in America.
Alright, wait, Pepe, I can easily debunk this, bro, like the whole, bro, this shit is so dumb, bro. Bro, if you go deep into the Amazon rainforest, right, which is in Southern America, bro, you're gonna find indigenous people, quote unquote Native Americans. They're still there. You know, they still live in their indigenous. Hold on. They still live in their indigenous tribal.
Hold on,
Yes,
Jacob,
Brazil.
finish.
They still live in their indigenous tribal ways. They have their language. They have their culture. They have their belief system, whatever, right? And, you know, these people have been there for thousands of years. And, you know, studies showed that the Native Americans, which lived, which lived in Southern America, were related to the ones that lived in Northern America, and even the ones that lived in Canada, Alaska, even the Caribbean island. They were all related to one another, right? So my thing is this, right? If blacks are the true Native Americans, how come you don't find them in those regions, right? You don't find, the only places you find black people predominantly is in the southern states of the United States, Brazil, the Caribbean island, and that's it, right? And do you know why? Because that's where they took all the enslaved Africans. You don't see them deep into the jungle of Brazil. You don't see them all the way in Alaska. No, you don't see them. And also, right, blacks being natives, Africans being natives to the Americas, especially North America, like, that can't be. Because for one, right, if North America was truly the indigenous land of black people wouldn't be vitamin D deficient in America. And they're vitamin D deficient because of the sunlight. It's very impotent to the sunlight that is in Africa. No, literally.
No, we literally are all vitamin D deficient. Like, as black women tell.
This is not your land. Your body can't even. It's not even adapted to these lands, bro. This is why.
Black women just take more vitamins because we're not getting
Harry, can I respond to him for a second? So if you're resting upon vitamin D deficiency, therefore you're trying to say that there's some form of evolutionary process whereby somebody will be able to get more vitamin D from living inside the area, but that's not proven. What your claim is that basically I've never seen a Chinese in Japan. Is that dumb? I mean, I would think it's dumb. I've never gone to China and asked where you come from. Have you done that? I've never gone to Africa and asked where you come from, even though most of the Africans came from America. 30,000 black Americans were sent from America. Wait, brother, I'll let you land. See, you have to start getting triggered every time somebody starts breaking down truth. I don't even believe in that tourist attraction that your people made with the monument to a piece of wood. I think that's kind of ridiculous.
That's just Jewish invention.
Yeah, literally. And this is the problem, right?
Why did Jews do that? Like, why would you guys came here 30,000 years before the Native Americans, quote unquote, and then they brought you on their Jew canoes all across from Africa. Actually, no, they didn't. Wait, so why did they own the slave ships if you guys didn't come from Africa? I'm confused.
Well, this is the problem. There was no such thing as a slave ship. A slave ship is you believing in the stupidness that they say. But for the most part, if you have access to documents and you could claim that you have slaves, then you could take those documents into the government and get reimbursed. You don't actually have to have slaves. You just have to have a photograph.
Yeah, right.
And this is what I'm finding. It's the same way they had Impact and all these other organizations who steal money off the backs of taxpayers. They had a different way to do it back in the days. But if I go by the documentation, one of the first slaves recorded, his name was Sambo, which is a Hindu deity. And not only that, they said that he worked less hours as an African slave than the white slaves. And then on top of that, they said that he wanted to become a Christian. And that was going to throw up the whole slave movement, because the white Christians used to work longer than the African non-Christians.
Well, I kind of want to change back to the topic because, like, you know, however, these indigenous blacks, however they got here, why are black women mad about this beautiful white woman that had an ad? And she said, well, it's in the genes. And, you know, obviously being like pretty and blonde hair and blue-eyed is in your genes, obviously. Why is that bad?
Genes is the basis of the concept of eugenics. And if anybody ascribes to that stupidness, which is only proven by the PCR test invented by Carrie Mullis, who said it was totally theoretical in the first place, and therefore you shouldn't follow it, I mean, you have to be not only an idiot, but you have to be also pushing
hold on. You say it's stupid, but let's just start something very factual. How do you get blonde hair and blue eyes? There's only one correct answer.
From your parents.
Which is your genes.
No, you're just saying it's
genes. Yeah, that's what you inherit from your parents is your genes.
Can you show it?
Yeah, like that's common sense. Like you get, like if you have two tall parents, you're likely going to be tall. If you have two very short parents, you're likely going to be very short. It's just, I mean, and of course, the chance of how many people, like if I was to go to, I don't know, Guatemala, to one of where the natives live, and like let's say one of the Mayan groups, you know, they generally short in stature. They have kind of a different facial shape, dark skinned. They have pretty particular features. They're like, they don't have blonde hair, blue eyed kids. Like that's just not a thing unless it's like albino, which is that's a autoimmune disorder where your immune system attacks your own melanocytes and like in your eyes, basically the pigment in your eyes and your skin. It's not that you inherited the genes for light skin or eyes.
What is melanin, Pepe? What is melanin?
Melanin, well, there's like three main types of melanin, but that's basically what gives you your skin coloring. And the amount of it and which type of melanin you get will pretty much dictate your skin color.
Can you inject melanin in vitro to change the color of a child?
You're talking about like gene editing?
No, injecting the melanin itself. I'm not talking about genes yet. But can you inject the melanin to change the color of the child in vitro?
I've never heard of such a thing.
So can melanin be used to modify anybody's complexion in vitro or out of vitro?
So Midas, do you think the Sweetie's the Heart is beautiful? Sydney Sweetie? Sydney Sweetney. I think it's Sydney Sweetney. She's gorgeous though.
Yeah, she don't look bad. Hopefully she's a girl.
I think it's in the genes, like Pepe said. She may have really good genes, and that's why she's beautiful.
I thought she bought some nice jeans. I thought that was the concept of the article. But for the most part...
I mean, yeah, she bought some nice jeans. It was a play on words, so she bought a nice pair of blue jeans.
Yeah, but can you show us jeans? G-E-N-E.
Yes, there's people who work yes, they're geneticists, and they absolutely... So, for example, we do know which genes are responsible for many things, not all things, but for many things, there's obviously it's...
Why is it that the inventor of DNA genealogical testing says it's less than 0.1% accurate? Rick Kittles.
When this was in what decade?
It's in the decade that he invented. Would that be a problem?
Yeah, because it probably wasn't that accurate at the time.
So what will make it more accurate now?
Oh, you identify more genes.
Yeah.
You identify more genes, and you see you see whether they have a correlation or causation with with certain traits. It's
but even recently, right? People were getting different gene tests from different places, and they were getting different results.
Not really any. I mean, like when it comes to ancestry, or what are you talking about?
Yeah, Pepe,
like your parents, like your parents.
Yeah, good chopping up with you, Pepe, man. I mean, it's an interesting room. I like the fact that you keep it jiggy or whatever, but you have to research some stuff. You know, God bless you.
Yeah, but how does that relate to the title? I'm really confused.
I know he's so dumb. I just
I
entertain
thought it
him.
was just me. I didn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. Are those your kids in your? I had to look at your PTR. Are your profile? So are those your kids?
Yeah, those are my children.
So you got blonde hair babies. So you have like blonde hair kids. I'm guessing it's genetic.
That's genetic. Their dad has blonde hair. My husband's white.
There you go. And you have some light. I can tell you look like you're part black, but you have some white in you. Are you part black?
I'm gonna say like 25% black because my mom's mixed and my dad's white.
There you go. So at least I somewhat accurately described you. That's cool. You see, you're good looking. Like the thing is like if you're like half black and half white, you can either be like I think like very good looking or like, but it turns out horrible.
And are you talking about hair?
I'm fully
Harriet looks black.
Yeah, I thought she looked black. You're talking about Mila, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mila, okay, look. Let me be honest with you, and I'm not gonna mince any words. Mila is about 25% blackish.
She just said that.
Yeah, she's not more than that.
I'm aware of that. My mom is mixed. Like I said, my dad is white and her mom is black. My dad is just white.
You have like that 60% black voice tonality, but looks wise, you're about. Come on now, Pepe. Let's be honest. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. She has about 60% voice tonality, but 25% looks. Like, look, Musanda, he's a pure black man. Musanda is pure and black.
He's straight from the jungle. Yeah.
Mila, would you fucking Indian?
No, thank you.
Oh wow. He's taking a dig at S5.
I don't know. She would suck the dick on an hourly rate.
She's married. Come on, guys. No,
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
said.
actually.
No, thank you.
I do. I actually, that is like a huge pet peeve of mine. Is like, I don't really flirt with women on here. People know that, but like, I do. I really don't like when somebody's married. It's weird. Even somebody who says
you just like married people.
I don't like it when people like try to talk to married. Okay.
I didn't know she was a married lady.
Look at my bio for those.
I mean, like, where are you from, brother?
Yeah, Musanda tried to pull a joke, right? I responded to the joke, but I did not.
You need to get the fuck out.
No, it sounds like you need to stay away from daycares and grade schools. You fucking pedo. Why are you fucking up my stage, Wall Street?
Well, it's okay. Let him stay. Let the pedophile stick around for a bit. You know, let's poke fun at the pedophile.
Wait, is he? Wait, Pepe.
No, he just looks like one. He just looks like one. Like if I saw him across from a daycare, I would tell him get the fuck away.
He's wearing the classic pedophile goggles.
You want some ice cream? Anyway, that's a little ridiculous.
No, you would. I mean, I get you. You probably wouldn't like hurt a kid, but you would be the guy like sniffing their bicycle seats, outside the school because you're fucking weird.
Fucking weird.
Well, I tell you what. After I got divorced, I dated women that were like 19 to 28. I dated 5 women at once that were
amazing.
That were those. And within that age range, and it was incredible, dude. So it's good stuff. 2 in New York and 2 in LA. One in DC.
Hey, one for you.
Miami.
Hey.
So I mean,
16.
I was like 37, and they were like 20 to 28. I don't know. That's about it.
I think you're a forex trader. Are you a forex trader, Mr. James?
No,
He's a billionaire.
I do angel investing. I didn't run for president of the United States.
Why are you being a cheap? Why are you being a stingy fucking piece of shit? Like, you're not even a Jew, and you're being this goddamn stingy that you won't put $1,000 in my cash app. You're fucking retarded. That's because you don't have it. I told you. Like, I agreed to it. Like, if you're a billionaire, you could bury me in paperwork to where I would have to be bankrupt, and I would have to owe a lot of money. And so, like, dude, if I said I would give it right back to you on Cash App, like, I mean, but you wouldn't do that. A billionaire would be like, okay, $1,000.
But do you know why rich people have money? Because they don't spend it. I mean, like,
not spending it.
over
It's not
time,
spending
I
it.
already sent you money, dude. Over time, I'll send you.
You sent me
more money.
$1, you faggot.
Okay, so now
I was telling me to prove that you're
tonight,
you're
I'll
a
send you
billionaire.
$10, but you don't say any more derogatory things about me.
No, I'm going to say a lot of. You know what? If you're a billionaire, you would probably sue.
No.
Hey, but you know what?
But,
how's it derogatory if it's not true?
Well, it is considered libel and slander if you make accusations.
Well, no, man, but just take off. Just leave me out of the racial slurs or like the derogatory slurs.
But you're a
That's
dirty
about
nigger
it,
white.
you know?
You know that.
Nobody called you.
I'm white trash that made it a bit, and I saw a lot of.
And that's
it. I mean, enough to know. Now, I can know. Now, what is now? Can you access any Fortune 1000 CEO in the world?
Yeah, so a white American nigger, right, who's done a little bit for himself, you gotta respect, all right, fine, like how much more
so,
can you hold for a white American?
So can you get to any account? I can contact any politician.
I'm not Jewish. I don't have those kinds of connections.
Across the world, any Fortune 1000 CEO, and I have made people millions of dollars. It's true.
Do you fuck little kids?
No. No, I don't.
Hey, yo, come on.
Jeez.
Yeah, you made it. That's what you made.
Guys, I'm all for rape jokes because I think rape is funny, but you guys, like, we can't talk about kids.
Hey, real quick, Pepe. So the topic, and just to deal with the topic of the room, is this Sydney Sweeney the same broad that was in that Spider-Verse movie?
I don't know who this dumb bitch is.
She's in the Euphoria series.
Euphoria series?
I just think it's funny that people are getting triggered. They're saying there's actually people. So I'll just play the ad. This is because I had it all queued up, but this room like never really took off, so I was just like, I'm just kind of shooting the shit. But let me play it. So like there was a controversial part of it. The ad, and
showing a lot of nude in this one picture. Is that the?
Here's what I'll play it.
From parents to off. Genes are passed down from parents.
Goddamn thing. Okay, I'll play it right now. This is what she says.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney, Asperger's genes.
So that was what was said, and it was kind of like implying, obviously, there was a play on words, like blue jeans, like that, the jeans with the J, and then there's jeans with the G, they sound the same, and then, so you've gotten like a whole bunch of like unhinged, like responses, which I kind of thought were a little humorous, because they're so like just out there and crazy. Okay, like for example, here's this one's black. It's actually not black women that have been doing this. I just put this in the title because that black people will chimp out when I put shit like this in the title. No offense, but I am racist and I utilize stereotypes. But here's what this chick looks like she's a like mulatto. She doesn't look full black. But listen to her reaction to this commercial.
Yeah, that got me too.
She's crying.
And I don't know why. Maybe because it's just so blatant. I keep thinking that people just are not gonna believe us until we're hung out there, but then even then I feel like they'll be like, oh no. Kind of like they are with
They're gonna hang us. They're gonna start hanging us. So retarded. But to be honest with you, nearly all of it.
Wait, I don't get it. What is he trying?
Because she's African American. God damn it, they do this.
No,
shit
she's only
all the
half.
time.
She's half black. But the thing is, though, is that despite the name of this room, like 99% of the goddamn responses to this fucking ad have been from like white people, and a lot of them, like even white men, like the fucking faggots they are. Like white men are a bunch of some of the biggest faggots in the world, and they're just like crying. They're like, this is Nazi. There's no black dude. I haven't seen one black dude say, this is white supremacy. This is Nazism. That didn't happen. So I did find one biracial that happened to make a video. And then I saw a whole bunch of white women, a whole lot of white women. And then one Asian woman, she's saying it's white supremacy, which is, it's this stupid Asian bitch. What did she say? Like, it's just so like histrionic and fucking retarded.
Well, now, was it ever truly quiet when you're wearing dumbass merch like this? I mean, really, make America great again. When was America ever great? Their definition of greatness was when this country was full of white supremacists and that slavery still existed. And now we have this interesting ad with a play on words where we pass on blue genes to those genetically with blue eyes. I mean, it's no accident that Sydney Sweeney's initials are SS.
SS, like as in the SS, the Nazi. And I'll just go ahead and like I'll post a link so you can see what this Asian cunt brand looks like. Stupid whore. I hope a lot of things happen in our future. I don't condone it, but some of those things might include, I don't know, the plague, rape, maybe rape again, and I don't know, SARS. They get that shit in Asia, I guess. I don't know. But here's what that stupid bitch looks like. Put it in chat.
Well, I mean, shit. I hear the same thing everybody else is hearing. Sometimes, and the only reason why I hear it the same way is because being a black woman, we have our own little coded language that we use to talk about y'all. And I mean, it's just giving coded racial language like it's advertised to white people. Well, I mean, which is fine. Like, if they want to advertise to white people or whatever, I don't have to buy their jeans. I have wide hips and a certain, ratio going on. And so if it's advertised to white people, this probably wouldn't be the best jeans for me and my black ass. But, yeah, it does sound like coded racial language. But like I said, in my, where I'm at, we used to use coded racial language all the time. One of the coded racial language that was co-opted by white America was the term woke. And initially woke was seen as like not being a fucking NPC and thinking for yourself and
Yeah, woke is like Democrat now. It's like, you're a black or Democrat, any type of white.
Now it's like it's a political term, but initially like
I'm gonna build on that real quick.
10 to 15 years ago, it was just about
LGBT affiliated, you're woke.
Well, hold on, that's 500 letter.
It was about keeping your interest as an African American person active. So we'll say to each other like, stay woke or be woke or what I'm saying, all this other shit. So coded racial language is a thing, and it does kind of sound like that.
We did steal that. That was a term. It's decades old, but the woke. With the dialect that they would speak when they would say stay woke, they didn't have grammatically, it wouldn't sound correct to a lot of us, but it was if you would have first heard it like 7 years ago, the woke thing, it did come off as kind of racist because you realize you're using you were using it in a way that Southern blacks would have used the word, and then now we apply it to like everybody.
It really has changed. Even on movies, but it was they stay woke.
Let me say this.
Let me say this.
Can you send Elika an invite here on the stage? She might have something to contribute to. Sorry, Ryan.
Mr. Pepe, please. I'm not sitting in.
Hold on, Ray, I want.
Yeah, I don't have 50% HIV in my country.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
So,
and we don't rape our women for
Okay,
fun.
Jesus Christ, I don't need the African and the Indian to fight back and forth. Like, Jesus Christ, let Ray go. Jesus.
yeah, so,
You're the
yeah, so
biggest rapist of women, motherfucker.
Yeah. So just to build off of that, here he is. So yeah, I mean, that term was very well known as far as like when you deal with more conscious black people, specifically like with the black conscious community, because I've observed them, years ago. Then they always use the term, we're really conscious. I'm conscious. Or it'd be synonymous with woke, or stay woke, just to be aware of all the things that's going on in this country, the racial dynamics, dealing with black people and whatnot. Somewhere along the line in 2015, I think that word became a political talking point by liberal white people that took the term and made it into a term to say, oh, well, this is an inclusion of everything. Very similar to how originally the civil rights movement had nothing to do with none of this homosexual sodomite shit that you see now. It was originally for black people, but MLK's, let's go call it what it is, homosexual lover, Bayard Rustin, switched it over in the 1970s and said this is no longer a movement for black people. This is a movement for the transgender, bisexual, homosexual, lesbian, gay, whatever, right? The fucking LGBT movement. So that's what it became. So
right.
very similar. The word woke, has been morphed in the same exact way to these political talking points, whether it be the left or the right. So it's just interesting how that happened.
It's the Black Civil Rights Movement, the garden, the LGBTQ movement is like algae to our garden of civil being, right? I swear to God, it always populates so closely and around, and if we don't do anything about it, it's gonna fully engulf. It does. It fully engulfs our movements every fucking time. I don't know why, but yeah, it happens. Long story short, because I, as a woman, we're coming up with new shit every day. Right now, we're coming up with new racialized political cues that only us understand between each other. So when that commercial comes out, it's like, this feels familiar.
Is the problem area that because I saw their ad. Personally, it's some white woman. I don't know. Apparently, she's an actor. She's wearing jeans at the bonnet, the front bonnet of a car that she gets into a car. Well, what's the problem with that? I don't see the white supremacy. Personally, there's no trolling or whatnot.
No, I don't either. But listen to what this stupid white whore had to say. Okay, this is one of their responses.
You guys are complaining about that Sydney Sweeney jeans ad, so I went and saw it. I feel like Sydney Sweeney getting canceled for Yahtzee propaganda should have been on everyone's bingo card at this point.
So this is a whole bunch of white women bitching about it. These are filthy white fucking gutter whores, sluts, okay, that are talking about this. And, if rape was ever deserved by anybody, which I absolutely do not condone, I'm just saying, let's just forget I said that. But here we go.
Believe it or not, it does keep getting worse because they have continued to drop more ads over the last few days. And today I'm going to show you the most horrific and problematic one. As always, make sure you like, rage, comment, repost, and follow along for more. But if you're not already up to date, here's what's going on. This week, Sydney Sweeney launched an ad campaign with American Eagle that is very clearly quite propaganda. And in any other timeline, it might have been less noticeable, but given the current climate of things, it is extremely obvious, and it has garnered them a lot of attention, and even their stocks have gone up because of it. This shouldn't really be a shock. In the past, we've seen her with her family members who are all clearly red hat. In the moment, some people gave her a pass for that, obviously, because you can't choose your family, but her silence since then, and this campaign with American Eagle now really seals the deal with where she's at. Obviously, the campaign goes beyond just a bunch of photos and videos in which she's wearing jeans where none of them seem to fit, which was an odd choice. But every single ad is specifically emphasizing this double entendre with the word jeans, saying that Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. That is said throughout the ads over and over and over again.
See, this is what I don't get. You know, despite the title of this room, because black people get triggered easily, and they just, that's just how they're born. I didn't make them that way. It is all white women that are bitching about. I found one tragic mulatto that is bitching and crying about the ad. But other than that, it has been nothing but white women. And dude, even there's one black guy in like that I could find. And he's just like, well, like, what's the big goddamn deal? I don't get it. Like, why is everybody upset? But then you even find a few, like, Jesus Christ, you find white males bitching about it. This is Nazi rhetoric. This is horrible. Like, you fucking faggots deserve to go into a wood chipper feet first. Like, you're so goddamn pathetic. Like, these people are so fucking annoying. But yeah.
Or maybe they're just liberals trying to enter the black community, but making it sound like they're fighting. I mean, what does this do for the black American? If I'm being honest with you, being in an ad, or at least I don't know if a black American can correct me or something. I don't know. I just feel like it's a wolf in sheep clothing, trying to hide, and so that it makes it like, oh, blacks complain about everything. Because like you said, it's mostly white women pushing this.
And white faggot men. Go ahead, Roland.
I'm just so. I mean, honestly, I've gone through. I've gone through a transformation. I no longer have any sympathy whatsoever for these dumb social fucking causes. I do not care. It's all fat lesbian women or ugly fucking women that are getting upset about this, or weird fucking dudes. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. There's like so many more things to care about. And these people are just weaponizing their victimhood. I'm so sick of giving weak people power, of letting their victimhood be a way in which they instantiate themselves within a powerful place in society. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I have no more care about listening to these issues. A lot of issues, not just this. I mean, generally, I just don't give a fuck. I'm so beyond it at this point.
Go ahead, Beth.
Hey, I was just clarifying. So is the title saying that women in general are jealous of Sydney Sweeney, or in particular black women? Pepe?
So he's saying that black women were, it's a troll title, he's saying that black women were, but the gag is, his whole issue is that it's only white women who are responding and reacting to this particular ad. And I agree, because first of all, I didn't know that lady's name. I just know it's the 9-year-old lady that is like a 16-year-old from Euphoria. She's really pretty. Her hair's not even that color for real. She had dark hair in the show. But it does sound like racial coded language. I think that white women or liberals don't understand that we're past the little racist coded language. We know, first of all, we know the niggas is racist. Like, we know how. We're past that. We just want to make sure that we ain't getting deported with the guy. Our citizenship is secured while they're deporting all the goddamn and trying to all the people who are not citizens, and then trying to change the constitution to where naturalized citizens, which was the law that allowed us to become citizens in America. They're trying to change the constitution in the specific law that protects our citizenship in this country. That's what we worried about. We worried about Donald Trump's economy and our civil rights.
Well, so I made this title just to because I was bored, and then I made this title, and I saw that all the reactions to calling it a Nazi ad, and it was all nearly all white people. I found one mulatto and then one Asian lady, but it was all white women, and then a few white men, and then there was I found one of a black man. He's just oh, what? Why is anybody offended?
Yeah, so Yeah, so my opinion on it, like, because I came across it because I was on TikTok and I kept seeing stuff like, they're like, oh, did you see the Sydney Sweeney ad? I'm like, the ad she did for jeans. And I'm like, so I watched it. And when I first looked at it, I didn't, notice anything racist per se. I was just like, okay, it's very like, I guess she's using sexual innuendos, which was kind of like weird for an ad about jeans, but I was like, okay. But then again,
on Chuck Schumer's desk since May of 2023. It was the one bill that would secure the border. Border Patrol has endorsed President Trump. Law enforcement.
This group's called Hunter Shackelford.
In case you want to get
Another you.
Corny, like what the fuck?
It was hilarious. I can't.
Oh man, I gotta try again. I tried it once. I couldn't get through.
I'm gonna tell you, I hate sequels, and for the most part, I hate anything that's made for Netflix. I thought it was okay. It's not as good as the first one. I don't think Adam Sandler's all that great anyhow. I like Punch Drunk Love. I like that. But I think overall he's overrated. I like him, and I think we talked about this the other day, where I like that when he does projects, he's always thinking like, how do I get my homies in these projects so they can get a payday? And I can't explain why he's the guy from SNL that went on to make all the money. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't think he has nearly the talent as some of the other alum from SNL, but for whatever reason, he connects with people and he made a lot of money. But I do appreciate the fact that he always thinks of bringing his homies in his project.
See, when they got fired from SNL, then he just say he set up his own production company and everything, and he told a whole lot of them that you're never going to have to worry about being out of work. We're going to make movies and films together, and I'm always going to try to include you. And he always attends everyone at their premieres. He's always like backing them, so it's like a tight-knit circle he's got.
Yeah, and Kish mentioned in the chat, Uncut Gems. I think some people poured it on a little thick. They made it sound like it was like this like Dustin Hoffman, esque performance. It wasn't that, but I do think he shows that he can act if push comes to shove. What's your guys' favorite movie with him?
Okay. Happy Gilmore one.
But I think I only really like Uncut Gems because Lakeith is in it. Lakeith Stanfield. I really like.
The line from Billy Madison, it's not even his. That is the stupidest thing we've ever. Everyone is stupider having heard that.
We are now dumber.
We are all now dumber having heard. Like, I want to get that on a soundboard and fucking play that every time somebody says something retarded on here.
Just play that. Just play that. Whatever Concrete's talking.
Oh my God, Concrete. Timok, do you know about this Concrete fella?
No.